Police in Tanzania's main city, Salaam, fired tear gas to disperse opposition supporters protesting against the general election taking place in the East African state. The election is expected to be a shoe-in for President Samia Suluhu and her ruling party, as the main opposition leader is in jail on treason charges, which he denies, and his party has boycotted the vote. Several people were injured in the confrontation after groups of protesters gathered along major highways to demand electoral reforms and free political activity. Reports say that voter turnout in Salaam was low when polls opened on Wednesday, with many hesitant to show up amid safety concerns. A police spokesperson assured the public there was no threat to their safety, saying people should come out and vote, according to a message posted on social media. More than 37 million registered voters are eligible to cast their ballots in the presidential and parliamentary election.
Nataka niseme kwamba nami tayari nimeshakamilisha zoezi hili. Na niwaombe wa Tanzania wale ambao bado wako nyumbani wajitokeze, waende wakafanye wakatimize haki yao, wakapige kura, chagua viongozi wanaowataka.
16 French parties, none of whom have historically had significant public support, have been cleared to contest against President Samia, who is seeking a second term. The only other serious contender, Luhaga Mpina of the SCT Wazalendo party, was disqualified on legal technicalities. Samia's ruling party, CCM, has dominated the country's politics and has never lost an election since independence. Ahead of the election, rights groups condemned government repression, with Amnesty International citing a wave of terror involving enforced disappearances, torture and extrajudicial killings of opposition figures.
Our greatest concern is the deepening human rights crisis that we've seen in Tanzania in the run-up to these elections, and we foresee the status quo remaining as is during the elections and after. Since January 2024 up until now, Amnesty has been actively documenting different violations that the government has been perpetuating against its citizens. They have been using very repressive laws that are very vague, applying them differently to the opposition, to the citizens, to the journalists, just to keep them repressed. So with this human rights crisis, we are seeing silenced voices, we are seeing a repressed opposition, and we're seeing very little civic participation.
The wave of abduction in this month alone, the month of October, is horrifying. As I speak to you now, the data we have, 52 people have been abducted. And some of them, we don't know their whereabouts, whether they have been killed or they are alive. In that situation, no one can feel safe in the country.
The government rejected the claims, and officials say the election would be free and fair. Samia came into office in 2021 as Tanzania's first female president, following the death of President John Magufuli. She was initially praised for easing political repression under her predecessor, but the political space has since narrowed, with her government accused of targeting critics through arrests and a wave of abductions. The electoral body is expected to announce results in 3 days after voting ends.